Lights, cam, action.
Road to redemption.
Your road to redemption.
I'm just chilling now. I'm just chilling. What's up, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. It is your boy Cam, and I'm back. We're one day late. One day, guys. I got fucking food poisoning, and it was god awful. I'm gonna tell you about it. Actually, if you go onto the YouTube channel and you go to the last Red of the Rise episode, the gourmet burger that I made, watch. You guys can go, and I'll put a little thing in right here where you guys can go see the video. You can skip all the way to the very end if you want, and watch. At the very end, I have the burger, right? Now, there's a few points in the video where you can see where I think I caught the contamination. Here's the biggest one, where I'm a real dumbass, right? Watch the video. I'm preparing the meat. I ball it all up, right? I patty it out. I put it on the grill. 4 patties out. The very next, cut 2, next scene, what am I doing? I'm handling lettuce. What didn't I do? Didn't wash my fucking hands. I guarantee I didn't. Guarantee I didn't wash my fucking hands. Then, if that's not bad enough, right? If that isn't bad enough, I then go make the rest of the burger. Now skip to the end of the video. I'm holding the burger like this. And I go, oh, this is gonna be so good. I take a big ASMR bite. You can hear the crunch, you can hear the everything. It's perfect. It tastes amazing. I wasn't lying. I would never lie. I'm holding the burger like this. For my YouTube people, you can see it. And I see this glowing neon pink color, and I'm like, well, fuck. That probably ain't good, huh? And then my next thought is, well, no. I know people who eat burgers. They're kind of rare, medium rare-ish. It's not for me. I think I'll be okay. Folks, when I tell you within 30 to 45 minutes, I'm going, oh, I'm not okay. Like, my stomach is like making feelings it's never made feel, and like, I'm getting hot, and I'm starting to damp here on the forehead area. I'm like, yo, something is not going so good here for us. By 9 o'clock, I was in the shower on all fours with my wife just being the angel that she is with her hand on my back. I'm on all fours, stark naked because I'm in the shower. Because I got in the shower because I knew I wasn't feeling good. And I was like, oh man. I said, my thing is I'm a water creature, but I hate being in the water. And except like when I'm upset or anything like that, I love to go get in the shower. I like to just sit in the shower and just, I don't know why, I love it. So when I wasn't feeling well, I went and got in the shower. I start banging on the wall for my wife. Babe, I think I might have to go in. I'm not doing so good. I hadn't thrown up yet. All of a sudden, and all I see is undigested burger and tomato, and I'm like, man, fuck. And again, guys, if you've had food poisoning, fucking namaste. You understand? There's nothing that I've done a lot of stuff, guys. I've drank booze for years. I don't anymore, thank God. I've done all kinds of craziness to my body over the years. I don't think my body has ever tried to push me closer to death than while I had food poisoning. I was laying in the fetal position, I remember, on the bathroom, like in the most like stereotypical way you could get food poisoning ever. I'm in the fetal position, like holding on to the base of the toilet while my wife's over here kind of talking to me, comforting me. And the only thing I can tell her is I was like, babe, I don't want to die like this. And I'm not laughing. I'm laughing now because it sounds ridiculous knowing that I had food poisoning. But man, when you're that sick, you don't know. I'm not a medical professional, and I think even, had my wife been a nurse or whatever, I don't think that would have made any difference, because you go, I don't know if I'm going to live through this. This is miserable. So again, if you've never had it, guys, always make sure your shit is clean. I've worked in enough restaurants. I, again, probably got more focused on making the video, to be very honest, and I just started moving around, and that's how shit happens. So that is why we are one day late. Longest excuse, a 5-minute excuse almost. So anyway, yeah, While all that was going on, I had plenty of time to lay, because I laid for about literally 2 days straight. I just laid in bed. My wife took amazing care of me while she took care of our daughter. And I laid there and I had a lot of time to think. And you know, one thing I found when I was going through the recovery process, one thing, obviously no shock, your thoughts definitely affect the way you feel physically, because I noticed when I focused a lot on this pain in my stomach and like, oh God, is it coming again? I noticed it was a lot worse, where after about 15, 16 hours, sorry, let me turn my phone sounds off. After about 15, 16 hours, I noticed that I was like, okay, I gotta do something to get out of my own head here. If I don't get out of my own head, this is just gonna keep going and keep going. So I finally turned a movie on, and I turned on Grandma's Boy, which is hilarious if you guys have never seen Grandma's Boy. And I noticed that when I started to, I couldn't laugh. I couldn't bring it upon myself to laugh, but there were parts where I'm like, man, that's a good part. And I would kind of start to smile, and I could feel the chemicals starting to work, and I'm like, oh man, I don't take Tylenol and shit like that, but my wife finally begged me. She was like, honey, please take this. It'll stop your cramping and all that. Just take it. So I took Tylenol, I took Zofran, I took a probiotic. We were drinking electrolytes. And honestly, once I hit a few tokes, I felt way better, like way more manageable. But I got the funny movie on, and I noticed that the chemical endorphin release was something that was literally helping me feel better. So I was like, okay, we gotta keep the mood on TV, gotta keep it lighthearted, gotta keep it funny. So I forget what, and then I turned on Big Mouth from Nick Kroll and John Mulaney's show on Netflix, which my wife and I love. And I remember sitting there, and that show is such a ride. I'm not gonna do a thing on the show, but I noticed during the recovery process, and how once I had realized that your mind does affect how you feel physically, especially if you take all these emotional trips through entertainment while you're sitting around trying to recover, you're gonna feel the effects of whatever entertainment you go through. That's why I didn't want to watch some suspenseful movie that was gonna make my emotions like this, and my heart's already going through enough. I had a fever and shit. So I noticed, I was like, man, your train of thought. Think of the word, right? The train of thought. Why do we call it that? Because it's thought that connects to a thought that connects to a thought, right? It makes a train. I was thinking while I was, now again, I'm pretty sure there was parts of this food poisoning, I almost said morning sickness, this food poisoning where I was hallucinating. So if this is dumb, tell me in the comments. I don't give a shit. It's a train of thought, which means you get to make the choices as to what stops you get off of, right? It'd be like a bus of thought, a fleet of thought, right? Fleeting thought, there you go. You can choose what stops to get off on. I sat there, and there were times when I was like, man, this may never end. This may be 3 more days of this. I immediately tried to catch myself and go, no, you can't think like that. You have to bring it back. You gotta get the good chemicals flowing again. No stressful chemicals, no negative ones. You gotta keep everything upbeat. And to me, I think it, once I realized that, I actually noticed that I started to make a ton more progress than just sitting there trying to just literally just survive through it. But you know, it's also about managing your emotions. You got to be able to manage your emotions, because there were so many times that it's easy, especially when you're sick like that, it's easy to just give up and go, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to sit here and fight and try to manage whether I'm okay anymore. I just want to give up and go to the hospital. Well, guys, it's coronavirus time. So once we checked off the fact that I did not have coronavirus, I was like, well, fuck. I can't even go to an emergency room right now. Like, unless my kidneys or liver start showing signs of shutting down, like, what the fuck are they gonna do for me besides expose me and my entire family who's gonna come with me, you know, if they even let them. It would have been nonsense. I'm so happy that it didn't happen that way. So happy that it didn't happen that way. I had a question, so I want to answer that real quick. I had a fan question. Finding the motivation. The person's having trouble finding the motivation to do something for yourself and for your family. So what they mean is, it's been some time, I think, It's been some time since they've either worked or worked in an industry that they care about. And really, I think it's just been a long time since this person has seen a real zest in life. You know, I think life is good. Life seems good for this person. But I think that, you know, the mundane blues have kind of set in, you know? So if you're asking what can you do to light a spark, man, light a spark. You know your family. You know what they do. You know what every single one of them does individually. Here's the problem that I think a lot of us find. First off, I want to make sure you're not putting too much pressure on yourself. Guys, I'm a big component, and my wife and I talk about this quite often, usually on the weekends. It's not your job to entertain your family. That's not why you're there. That's not the role you play. You're not a jester, you're not an actor, you're not a comedian. Even if you are those things. When you're at home, you're a dad, you're a husband, you're a wife, you're a daughter, you're a son, you're whatever. So let's get out of this idea that it's always your job to entertain your children or your spouse. It's not. It's not. Now, I guess it would be a big hindrance on what do you mean? What can I do for them? Like, I wrote it exactly how the question was asked. Finding the motivation to do something for yourself and for your family, man. You just gotta be tired of where you are. You gotta be tired of where your life is. And most people, I think that comes from, they think, oh, well, I'm unhappy in my marriage. Oh, I'm unhappy with my school, my level of education, where I work. That's not why you're unhappy. That's truly not why you're unhappy. It's just where you are currently in life is not exciting for you anymore. You got into a routine where you do the same things, you see the same people, you interact with the same things, and your brain has just gone bleh. You know, you gotta fire up those systems. If you don't fire up the systems every once in a while and you just do the same old, and also another huge part, stop putting yourself on autopilot. So many times we put ourselves on autopilot just right out the rip. We wake up in the morning, feet on the ground, brush our teeth, go outside, have a smoke, come in, do this, do that, do this. It's 3 o'clock, do that. It's 5:30, do this. Kids are in bed 7, by 9 o'clock, bed. Okay, now you've had a week of that. Well, now you still haven't done nothing. You've had all kinds of things you thought about doing and cool ideas that went by, but guess what? You had a cool idea that went by and you let that go, and the one thought that said, oh, you can't do that, you let that one go right back in. And you invested in that one. And you decided that on your train of thought, that was the stop you were going to take. You see? See how I pulled that all together? Look at the skills of this show. Welcome to the Road to Redemption. You choose your stops. Whew! Man, we're good. We are good today, fellas. We are on one today. How people are reacting to reopening. They're fucking freaking out, aren't they? People are bugging. I don't know, man. None of us know, do we? Can we just be honest about that? Nobody knows. Even the people at the CDC. They might know. They might not. They could be told to lie to us by the government. They could not, and they could really know shit. We don't know. We don't know. Is that fair? Are we allowed to say that in 2020 in America? Is that a safe thing to say? I don't know. I have no fucking idea what's gonna happen. People are gonna start doing shit. Here where I live, this week people are already back to restaurants and gyms are reopening, and I'll be back to work on Friday. Most of us will be back to work by the beginning of the month. My kids going back to daycare and shit. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's hard to even say, like, the numbers don't lie. The numbers have lied. The numbers officially lied. They came out and it was like what we thought beforehand. We thought that X number of people got it to X number of people died. And then we found out that from a backlog of testing, quadruple the number of people had it and the same amount of number of people died, which means the death ratio was like less than 1%. Which means this whole fucking thing was a big old blow up over a disease that, yes, is new, and yes, we needed to take it seriously, and I think social distancing was smart and all that, but we're finding it's literally only gonna take you out if you are on your way out already, or it just, now again, there are gonna be people that say, well, what about the Olympic person that was 35 and perfectly healthy? And what about my cousin's sister's friend's cousin who goes to church with my sister, who, I know, I wrapped around there a couple times. We'll jump back in. Who got it, and now she's dead, and she was 26, and she was the class, whatever, the captain of the cheerleading team, and fuck off, okay? Fuck off. I don't know about those. There are situations, guys, in everything, right? If I line 100 people up in a row outside of my house, if I line 100 people up and I just make them all stand there for an hour, 100 different things will happen to each one of them in that hour. 100 different things will happen to each one of them. Some of them may experience the same things, but some of them may not. It's just being a human being. We don't know. But I love watching. It makes me laugh, and it makes me just, I love watching people who are entertainers, podcasters, comedians, and they get on and they, this is what's happening. You don't know. Especially when they make bold claims like, go out and do whatever you want because it's and if you just master for sissies. I hated that. I hate that on The Fighter and the Kid. I hate that Brendan does that because he knows he speaks to an impressionable group of people, and I think it's fucking dumb. I think most of Brendan Schaub's act anymore is he says things that he knows people are going to disagree with because he wants them to comment because it's smart marketing. And now all of a sudden, he wants to just say all this stuff about coronavirus. It ain't even that serious because he wants people to go after him. Guys, don't do that man the service. Honestly, don't do it the service. Just don't. I hate shock and awe. I'm so surprised at the people that sit around him and still associate with him with the absolute trash media that it's become. I hate it. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there, but that shit pisses me off to no end. Anywho, UFC 249 is coming around the corner. Justin Gaethje is going to fight Tony Ferguson. That's going to be huge. Guys, Tony Ferguson's going to win that fight. I don't know why. It's going to be a massive fight, hype-wise, obviously is all I'm talking about. They're going to hype this fight up, and they're going to talk about Justin Gaethje wrestled. Yeah, Tony Ferguson is a fucking animal. Tony Ferguson, I think I just said Tony Gaethje. Tony Ferguson is a fucking animal. On the ground, stand up, he's quick. The literal only shot Justin Gaethje has. Bop, bop. Bop, 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 bop. Which he's not even that fast. Bop, 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 bop. And then, pop, bang! Tony Ferguson's got to go down. If he doesn't catch him quick with a bow, bow, and put him down, guys, you're gonna watch Tony Ferguson just puppet with Justin Gaethje. It's been a while since Tony Ferguson's got to fight. He may cat and mouse with him for 2 rounds. He may fuck him up in the first just to prove a point, just to get to Khabib. I don't know. What do I know? I know that Anthony Pettis and Donald Cowboy Cerrone are fighting the last fight of the prelims. I do know that. I think Cowboy's gonna... I want to say Cowboy's gonna lose because he's coming off of 3 L's, but I don't know. They've fought before. I could see Cowboy coming. You know, if Cowboy really was fresh for the Conor fight and he just got fucked up, you know, it just is what it is. But Cowboy's just got fucked up a few times now, huh? When he got caught looking straight up at Tony Ferguson, that was bad. He got beat up by Conor, and he got beat up, he beat Alexander the Great, he beat him, and he took another L too, and I'm fucking gapping it right now. Damn it, anyway, doesn't matter. Cowboy's showing that his chin is fading. Anthony Pettis is about that life. Anthony Pettis is very good on the ground. I'm pretty sure he's under one of the Gracies. Donald Cowboy Cerrone's no joke on the ground either. I'm pretty sure he fell under a Gracie camp for a good amount of time. Now, Tony Ferguson is a black belt under the Gracies, so that's, you know. But Showtime Pettis, he's no joke. He's younger. I think he's fresher. I don't know, honestly, at this point, who wants it more. I think money-wise, they both bring the same draw. So I think because Conor and Cowboy just fought, I definitely think Cowboy's bringing in the bigger draw. But again, first fight back, everybody's gonna watch this fight. You got Henry Cejudo is fighting Dominic Cruz. Wow, I hope Dominic Cruz fucks him up something gnarly. I hate Henry Cejudo. Dominic Cruz is hands down one of the most respected fighters in all of the UFC. He definitely did not get the recognition he deserved. Let me make sure that I'm not missing any important cards. He's an amazing commentator. I love his commentating. Why are they saying now Cejudo and Aldo? Let this shit change for the third time now. Let me make sure I'm not... That's why I kind of got nervous, because I was like, let me make sure that this fight is still happening the way that it... Let me pull the card out right now. No, it is still Dominic Cruz. Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje. So here's my fight predictions for UFC 249. Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje. I'm going with Tony Ferguson. I'll say round 3. Round 2. Tony Ferguson, round 2. Henry Cejudo, Dominic Cruz. I'm going Dom Cruz. I'm going Dom Cruz to take Triple C's belt. Francis Ngannou versus I'm not trying to say Rosenstruck's first name. Rosenstruck. I will go Francis Ngannou. On that one. Jeremy Stephens versus Calvin Kattar. I will go Jeremy Stephens. I like the last outing by Jeremy Stephens. Greg Hardy versus Yorgan De Castro. I'll go Greg Hardy. I'm looking at the two. He looks faster. He looks. I like it. Get the advanced word. What are you talking about? Give me the prelims, motherfucker. Really? They're not even going to put... Oh, prelims. You got to go back to the top. How fun is this? You guys are watching me read the card. Donald Cerrone, Anthony Pettis. Boom. I'm taking Donald Cowboy Cerrone. I'm taking him. I'm not pronouncing these fuckers' names. Fabrizio Verdum is fighting. I'll take him. Carla Esparza versus Michelle Watterson. Got to go with the mom champ. Michelle Watterson. Uriah Hall versus Renato Souza. We'll go with Hall on that one, obviously. And then the early prelims. Let's see. Vincent Luque. I like him a lot versus Nico Price. I'll go Luque on that one. He's a boss. I watched him. Who did he got in a nasty brawl. Who did he get into it with? Was it Yoel Romero? Did he fight Yoel? Who did he fight? He got into a good dust-up with somebody. Bryce Mitchell, I like him. What is his name? Thug Nasty or something? Bryce Mitchell, I like him. We'll go with him. Ryan Spann and Sam Alvey. I'll go with... I don't care. I honestly don't give a shit. Guys, there you go. There's my predictions for UFC 249. Let me know what you guys think of the fights. It's coming up May 9th. I will be ordering it. I'll be watching. Let me know your predictions. Leave them in the comments below. Let me know what you guys have been doing. Let me know your thoughts about the pretty much world reopening. We're all going back to normal. Life should resume pretty soon within the next couple months as we all knew it, but hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we all grow from this. Hopefully we all learn new priorities, new values in life, and when we all come out of it, we come out with, you know, our big people pants on for all of our political correctness out here in podcast world. We'll put our big people pants on, and when somebody says, hey, you will stay and you will do this empty job for another hour, because if you don't, you'll be fired, you'll go, you know what? Fuck off. I got a family at home, bitch, and I got things I got to get to doing, so I ain't got time to be here. So guess what? You guys don't have to go home, but you gotta get the fuck out of here, because I'm out.